Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabriel, coming at you straight from NYC, and today we are going to be talking about the debacle, the shit show that was Ethan from H3 Productions with versus Crowder from Louder with Crowder. That happened a couple of days ago. What was supposed to happen was that Ethan and Crowder were supposed to have a debate, a 1v1, if you will. They had both set it up that they were going to each be recording from each of their ends, and that they'll both post the videos up from each of their perspectives, and just have a overall debate. Now, Ethan is known to be a weak debater. He is known to he was centrist, but he has since moved more and more far left, to the point where now he's exemplifying the tactics that far leftists use. And by that, what I mean is that during the scheduled event, instead of debating Crowder like he said he would, he instead had some other guy by the name of Sam Seder come in and pretty much try to be a substitute for him. At no point did Ethan say to Crowder that he was going to use a sub. At no point did he mention Sam Seder in any of the dozens of tweets that each of them had talking to each other. Crowder went ahead and posted up the private DMs between himself and Ethan. Ethan never at any point said that he was going to be using a substitute for the debate. And this exemplifies that leftists simply, they don't know what a debate is. See, they think that a debate is just people yelling at each other. That's what they believe a debate is, because anybody that knows debate knows that Ethan lost that debate, and the reason why he lost that debate was because he forfeited. He forfeited the second that he handed over his stage, his platform, to a different debater. Right? He changed the title card, pretty much what it was. If you think about it in terms of boxing, right? If you're supposed to have De La Hoya versus Mayweather, right? And then De La Hoya is waiting in the ring for Mayweather, and then Mayweather walks down the aisle dressed up in a suit, right? Massaging the shoulders of some other boxer to box De La Hoya. De La Hoya doesn't have to box that boxer. Because De La Hoya came to box Mayweather, not whatever stand-in Mayweather chooses for himself. You understand what I'm saying? So that by default, Mayweather never showed up to the bout. Therefore, De La Hoya wins on technicality. Same thing in a debate, right? Ethan never showed up for the debate. Ethan never took the stage as a debater, right? He simply introduced Sam Seder. That's all he did during that segment. During the event, the only thing that Ethan did was massage Seder's shoulders, jerk him up a little bit, and try to force Crowder to debate Sam. Now, this, like I said, anybody that there's actual things called debate clubs, right? There are rules, there are regulations, there are codes of ethics and etiquette when it comes to debate. Ethan didn't follow any of that. He is for sure he's not a debater. And what he should have done, right, if he was being honest, because this goes beyond did he show proper debate etiquette, because he didn't, because he never showed up to debate in the first place. Which by default means Crowder won. But if he were to have been honest, right, what he should have done from the get-go, right, when Steven said, if you're so confident in your viewpoints and your opinions, then how about we have a debate, right? What Ethan should have done as a man, right, as a responsible adult, is to decline Crowder's debate invitation and say why he is declining, because he is a weak debater, intellectually inferior to Crowder, etc., etc. And then, but at the same time, offered Crowder to debate a stand-in for him with his opinions. so that Crowder would then have the ability to either accept or reject, right? Because debates are not rape, right? They're not forced. The debates are consensual from both sides, right? Both sides have to agree to debate the other side. So when Crowder agreed to debate Ethan, he was agreeing to specifically debate Ethan. Vice versa, when Ethan agreed to debate Crowder, he was specifically agreeing to debate Crowder. Crowder never agreed to debate Sam, so Crowder was under no stipulation, there was no reason, there was nothing to gain, to be gained, there was nothing to that needs to be there's nothing that needs to be justified for not debating Sam, because Sam injected himself at the behest of Ethan, right? At the behest of Ethan, without the knowledge, without imparting that knowledge to Crowder, right? So this was an ambush. By definition, it was an ambush, right? One party colluded with a different party to ambush the third party, right? So you can't do that and then claim to have won something, because you never showed up to fight, Ethan. You cowered out. You paid another man to fight your fight, and then you are claiming that you won something when you never even put the damn boxing gloves on. All right, and a lot of people are going after Crowder because they're saying he was taken by surprise and he was, hysterical and being loud and stuff like that. And it's like, well, it's kind of hard to believe that when before Ethan went live with Crowder said that he's expecting Ethan to bring in a third party debater, someone like Sam, if not Sam himself, to stand in for him. Because Ethan knows that he would lose a debate, because he himself knows he is a weak debater. He has said it in the past, which is why he should have declined the invitation in the first place. Okay. It's like an amateur boxer agreeing to fight, freaking Mike Tyson, and expecting to, and then when he shows up with backing up, somebody like Mayweather or Pacquiao, and then Tyson says, I didn't come here to fight Mayweather or Pacquiao. You were supposed to step in the ring with me, not the other dude. I win by default, and then the amateur fighters claim, no, I won. It's like, no, dude, you didn't show up to fight. You didn't win. You lost by default. You've been disqualified. You didn't show up to fight. You didn't show up to debate. Ethan agreed to debate and he did not show up, right? So, and Crowder didn't specifically know that it was going to be Sam that Ethan brought in, but he did speculate that Ethan was going to try to hide behind a different debater. And so all the people that are saying that he was taken by surprise and he was like, no, he wasn't, because he called it before Ethan went live with him. And he already put that video out where he's talking right before Ethan goes on. Right before Ethan goes on live on Louder with Crowder, he's talking to his studio mates, saying that Ethan's probably going to try to cower out of it. He's gonna slime his way out of it, which he did. Crowder called it. Crowder called it 1,000,000% right before the show started. He called it 1,000,000%. He has the master footage. It's on YouTube. Go ahead and look it up. You don't believe it? Too bad for you. You're just denying yourself. And some other people are also commenting on how Crowder brought up the other people with big channels, or that he himself has a big channel as compared to Sam Seder, who, comparatively speaking to Crowder and to these other big guys, has a small channel, right? And it's like, far leftists are the ones that make channels size matter when it comes to debates. Why? Because it has been used countless and countless times already as a vector of attack, that if a big channel, right, comments or goes after in any type of way a smaller channel, right, and because that channel is so big, there's going to be thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people that go to that smaller channel and leave comments, whether they're critiquing the channel or whether they're just leaving hateful comments. No matter what, right, it's always the biggest channel's fault if that smaller channel feels bullied, right? So this is why, and this is a position held by leftists, that big channels should not commentate or criticize small channels, because that's considered a form of cyberbullying, right? Because the followers of the big channel will, without even the host of the big channel asking them to, there a lot of them are just gonna go and comment and leave some are gonna be good comments, others are gonna be bad comments, but whatever. It's gonna, the small channel is gonna have just one video that has hundreds of thousands of views, when all the other videos only has 1,000 or 2,000 views, right? And the mental health of that smaller creator is going to be put into question because of the bigger creator, right? So that's why Crowder doesn't deal with smaller channels, because if he does, the leftists are going to accuse him of bullying because of just simple channel size. This has been already used as a tactic. This isn't something new. This isn't a theory. This is a proven tactic that bigger channels, especially they happen to be conservative, bigger channels who commentate on smaller channels get called bullies. And people try to cancel them. People try to say, look, they're attacking the smaller channels, so that's why YouTube should take them off the air. It's been used against Crowder. It's been used against plenty of other conservative channels. That originally they don't care about your channel size. All they care about is your ideas, right? So they just, if somebody has an idea that they disagree with, they would commentate on that idea and let the dice fall where they may. But because leftists have used channel size as a weapon against conservative channels, a lot of conservative channels are now saying, if you're not big enough for me to not get hit by that criticism, to not get labeled a bully of a smaller channel, if you're not big enough to get past that threshold, I'm not gonna deal with you. And according to Crowder, Sam isn't at that threshold yet, so he's not going to deal with him. All right, that's a simple matter, because it doesn't matter if Sam himself considers it bullying or not. It's going to be considered bullying by everybody else. So that's going to be what it's all about. So we can't. It's not a underrepresented phenomena. People go after each other's channels for cyberbullying all the time, and it's especially true in bigger channels that happen to be conservative, when they're criticizing smaller channels that happen to be more left-leaning. Ethan came out looking like a coward. We have the whole criticism of Crowder was taken by surprise. It's simply not true. He called it right before the show started, and also people saying that Crowder is obsessed with channel size. Well, he kind of has to be, because the left goes after him because of channel size. So it's a form of self-defense, if we're being perfectly honest. He's already demonetized on YouTube and suppressed and shadow banned on all these other platforms. So it's not as if it's going to have a big effect, but he does like to take away the attack vectors of leftists before they even get to use it. So it's not something that is new. It's not something that's unexpected, and it makes sense. It just makes sense to do that. You don't put yourself in a bad spot just to make a point, especially when you don't need to make a point against those smaller creators. That's all. Thanks for watching.